Imagine you're walking on a path in a beautiful park on a beautiful day, except for one thing. As you walk down farther and farther, you run into more garbage. So much so that it becomes harder for you to walk and carry forward, slowing you down altogether and getting you nowhere. You always have to look down and make sure that you don't trip or fall. You lose sight of the beautiful sky and eventually forget that it's even there. You're so focused on what's under your nose that you barely get the chance to look up. But you can't help but look down, can you? Less is more. If you haven't already guessed, this looking down at the garbage is doomscrolling. And some of the things that you can do in replacement are very short and straight to the point. And that's the point. But what if I told you that these next 7 things may seem less stimulating, but actually in the long run, they can be much more satisfying and stimulating than being on your phone all the time. With these 7 basic things, you start to reconnect with the life around you. And you'll find that there's already so much going on in your own little world, so why fill it even more with garbage? I feel like society has forgotten these basic 7 things because we're so focused on the garbage all the time. It's such a huge distraction. But the internet is not a real thing. It's merely a form of entertainment. So let's look at these 7 things that you can and should do today. Oh, and be sure to stick around to the end because I have an extra little thing that you guys can do, and I'm pretty sure that all of us are desperately needing this one thing. So, number 1, spend time with your loved ones. If you can't physically be with someone, give them a call. Don't just text them. You may not know when the next time you'll see or hear from them. One could easily say, I have so many friends I talk to. I have a lot of friends, just based off of the number of followers on your social media. Actually go through your list of followers and think, do I really know this person, or is it just someone I was acquainted with when I was at work or when I was just at school? When I got out of school, I felt like I lost a lot of friends, but the social media number said otherwise. Now, looking outside of school, what does your group look like? Now is the chance to reach out again. And if those people don't end up actually being your friend, who cares? You can move on. They probably will forget in a couple months anyways. At least now you know who you can spend your time on. Filter out the good friends and good family members from just the situational ones. Find those who you can talk and listen to. And if you don't know how to hold a good conversation, now is the chance to learn because you're not distracting yourself from your problems by doomscrolling. Number 2, reading a book. Reading any book, fiction or non-fiction, can help you to connect with your inner creativity again. Some may do it as a hobby and others may do it for more educational purposes. I know that when I read a book, I read it to study because I genuinely just like learning new things and taking notes and being able to teach that to other people. Growing up when I was in school, I actually hated reading because they were mostly non-fiction books and I didn't really find much meaning with them. So find your niche, find your interests, just practice sitting down and reading the book. It can really help with just increasing your overall attention span. Learn to sit with yourself. You don't always have to go from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. When you can just sit and read, even if it's just 10 pages, you're off to a better start than you were doom scrolling. Number 3, go for a walk. Going for walks can help bring you back to the present moment. I know you may want to go on a walk and then just scroll on social media, but try not to do that. If you are going to use your phone, use it for listening to an audiobook or a podcast. But make sure your eyes are up and looking at your environment and being present in that moment. Going on walks is a precious time that you can use for self-reflection as well. Talk through something that's going on in your life. Is there an issue that you need to be resolved? How can you resolve it? Actually sit and have that thinking process with yourself instead of distracting yourself. If you feel like you're in a slump of just doom scrolling and being a lazy couch potato like me, just get outside for a little walk, even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes. Get your blood moving, get your heart pumping, get your muscles moving. Don't be stationary. There is so much research done on why being stationary all day is really bad for your health mentally and physically. So go out and breathe the fresh air. Number 4, clean your house or a section of it. We all know it. We all have it. We all put it off for a day or maybe even a month. It's that little corner space that you have, or the little desktop that you have. It's just the space which you call the dumping grounds. While you're on your phone, set yourself a timer for 5 minutes, go over to that pile and sort it out in between 2 different piles: garbage and relocate or organize. You can even go one step further into categorizing your relocate and organize pile, like this needs to go to this room, or these papers need to go in this folder, and these papers need to go in that folder. Every item has its original location, and you just need to put it back. And it really does not take that long. Everything has a place. Just take the time to find it. You can also just dedicate 10 minutes to picking up the clothes, or 5 minutes to doing the dishes, 3 minutes to pick up as much stuff on the floor as possible. Make it fun, make it short, but do it. We all got stuff laying around where it's not supposed to be. Just don't get too overwhelmed. If you have a ADHD brain like me, you'll start cleaning one thing and then another and then another, and then pretty soon your whole house is cleaned. The point is to just start doing something and getting your body moving so that it can kind of have the domino effect of getting those other things done. Number 5, start a new challenge, project, or pick up an old one that you abandoned because you just got bored. This could be a new hobby or learning a language. Challenge yourself to learning something new and actually applying it. It could even be starting a small business. And there may be some fear to starting because you don't want to fail or you fear the judgment of others. But to be honest, nobody actually cares that much. And if you got haters in your life, it's time to get them out. They don't want you to succeed and they don't want you to be happy. So bye-bye. You will never know until you actually try and fail and try again. The more you can try, the more you can build your confidence. Even if you don't think it's the right thing for you, just try it for a certain amount of time, and if it really doesn't click with you, it's okay to just move on and don't beat yourself up about it. Do the challenge because it's fun. You don't necessarily have to compete with others, but you can compete with yourself in becoming a better version of yourself. What have you been putting off that you secretly really wanted to learn but just haven't started? This is your sign to just go for it. Writing. Writing is another wonderful way of getting your creative juices out. Don't know what to write about? Well, my friend, this is where you can actually use the internet as a tool. There are plenty of writing prompts and journaling prompts that you can follow. Some are more creative and some might be more reflective. And if you need any more examples, just go to my channel, click on any one of my videos, and you'll definitely be asked some important questions. Another thing, like I suggested before, is actually reading a book and taking notes and writing about that. Expand your ideas and thoughts on that topic, and if you agree or disagree with something. This practice will actually help you form your own independent thoughts instead of just consuming others. The only limit is the one that you're going to set for yourself. Number 7, learn to sit in silence with yourself. It may be taking a walk or a car ride without music, or even just meditating for 5 minutes. Learning how to live without being overstimulated can significantly help you with your anxiety or stress. The moment you learn to sit in silence is the moment that you learn how to sit with yourself and your mind. And your mind can do some pretty amazing things if you just focus. Sorry about the sun. That's like really annoying. I'm gonna move over. This isn't the cure-all, but it is definitely a start. We don't want to overcomplicate it. That would only build more resistance to starting. When all is lost, we need to go back to the basics. And these 7 things are the basics. And I got an extra one for you, so I'll get to that in just a second. Master the basics of living so that you can go on to master the other parts of life. There are so many options if you would just open your mind to them and not turn the other way the second you feel discomfort. Start living the way that you want to live. And the bonus one is sleep. You heard me. Put that phone down and just close your eyes, sit with the discomfort, and go to sleep. All that time wasted of doom scrolling can actually be used to getting better sleep. So you feel better in the morning. So you can actually be productive and do the other things that make you feel better. If you have too much going on in your mind, write about it. Record yourself talking. Empty your mind before you go to bed. Don't fill it up with more useless crap. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy. Sorry about the lighting, and I'll see you in the next one.